poor people here who have dated rich people, what did you learn? How was the contrast? 1. I grew up very blue-collar poor. The men I knew fixed cars, re-roofed their own houses, knew plumbing and electrical stuff, etc. My husband grew up very wealthy. His family had a massive house, a pool, a vacation home in Spain, and maids. Honestly, the contrast was stark. The first thing he did after we moved in together was put liquid dish soap in the dishwasher. He didn't know anything. He didn't know the vacuum needed to be emptied. It could have been a deal breaker, but he fully embraced his ignorance and learned. It was a whole new world and he loved it. One of my favorite memories is of putting up our first Christmas tree. He'd never been part of that and got so much joy from it. 2. Had a girlfriend in high school. We dated until sophomore year of college. What baffled me wasn't her disregard for the cost of things, but the fact that she couldn't understand why I couldn't just pick up and take her out for nice dinners, or buy her $400 Louis Vuitton sneakers she wanted for Christmas. Especially since she was willing to buy me $250 Jordans I declined. She was such a sweet girl but had no concept of other people coming from poor families. No idea how I had no money despite being 16, 17 and not having a job. When I got my first minimum wage job at 18, I spent pretty much everything I had on her for several years. She also took me out and bought me nice gifts, but she never had a job. She had a $300 week allowance from her dad, but would ask him for money whenever she wanted anything, so she wouldn't spend her own allowance on anything. She had like $9,000 in her bank account by the time we were 18, and I had $200 to my name most of the time. LOL. Very nice girl, gorgeous. She was very good to me. But I eventually lost interest because of reasons that had nothing to do with money. 3. The family was an entity in itself and had rules. Relationships are everything. The family itself is a thing. The club, the parties, the vacations, the homes, the cars, the business, it's all about the family. The patriarch, the traditions, the schools, the business partners and the neighborhood and the club. It's not a bad thing, it's just different. I was raised to be independent and get out of my parents' house. They stick together like glue. Everyone has a role to play, but they have security and they belong. I never belonged anywhere. I was raised by people who had kids because that's what you were supposed to do, and then I got out of their house when I turned 18 and that was that.